Hello everyone, Jenny here, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm actually going to be doing a different video than I normally would. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded and I really want to, start uploading more. But now that I have my new phone, I'm able to do a little bit more with that. So today I'm actually going to do a story time video. I know I've never done one of these before. I might have done one of these. I exactly don't remember, but in case I haven't, this is one. So I'm going to be telling the story of the time I had my wisdom teeth removed. So this video is probably going to be informational to anyone who watches this video to know exactly like what the process is, how long it took, and what to do exactly the weeks following the surgery and the procedure. So this is basically like my personal experience. Everyone's experience is different. You may go through a lot of pain. You might handle the pain perfectly fine, like me. But either way, everyone's different. So I'm going to tell you my experience of my wisdom teeth getting removed. Okay, so my procedure ended up getting rescheduled from. I originally was gonna have it the day after Father's Day, and by the way, this happened the year that this video gets uploaded. In case anyone's watching this like a couple years into the future, that it was recorded in 2019. So my appointment got rescheduled for the day following Father's. It was originally gonna be the day after Father's Day, but got moved to the following Tuesday afterward. And my appointment happened at around 8, 9-ish. So basically, I went into the office. I already had a consultation explaining, like, basically getting, like, the release forms filled and a couple paperwork done saying that I could go under general anesthesia. So basically what happened, we go into the office, we check in, we wait our turn, and then this really nice nurse who I don't remember her name, but she took us back into like an exam room kind of like setup, and I brought a blanket. And obviously what they have you wear for your procedure is they ask you to wear a short-sleeved shirt and pants. So I showed up in my black yoga pants and a short sleeve shirt like they recommended, and they also recommended to bring a blanket because it is very cold in the OR. So just bear that in mind. And they're also going to put another blanket over you as well to make sure that no bacteria gets on you or whatever. So that's basically fine. So they took us back, they took my parents and me back, and basically they were explaining exactly like what I was supposed to eat and the steps that should be taken following the surgery. So I was basically told that I basically couldn't get off the couch. So basically they said that I might be in so much pain and I'm actually not supposed to walk after following the surgery. So basically you're not supposed to walk after. You can begin walking. I began walking like a couple hours after, maybe around 5:30-ish. I just did it to, get up to go to the bathroom because I didn't go like upstairs or anything because my house is 2-story. I know my setup looks a little bit different. I'm actually on vacation right now, but that's different. So I decided to go, and so we went in. They were explaining like what I couldn't eat. You can't eat solid foods. You have to get rid of the straws. You can't drink out of the straws. And also, one thing you get is you get a prescription of like 50 medications. That you get like a nausea medication, you get like a painkiller, you get a bunch of other medicine that I forgot the name of, and you basically have that for however long you need it. So after we told them that we already picked up the prescriptions and all that, she also instructed that if I were to drink anything, I would have to do it from a spoon. I would basically have to spoon feed myself the food because as soon following the surgery, they don't want any food particles getting into your holes. So I was also given like a bag of like 100 gauze, 2 syringes, and some other things that I don't remember exactly what's in there, but the gauze are now getting put to use by my grandfather because I didn't really need them following the surgery. So So after the exam room visit, I was escorted immediately into the bathroom because they recommend that you go to the bathroom prior to the surgery. So, because like once you're under, you can't wake up. So, you can't wake up until they wake you up. So, I went to the bathroom before going into the surgery, into the OR, and then I went into the OR and they had me in this chair and I put my blanket on and then they put my blanket on, and I told the nurse in there that I was really nervous about what was about to happen because I've never had anything where I've actually had to go under anything that I won't like remember, because obviously I had the only time that I ever went under for something was when I was a baby and I had an MRI scan. They actually have to put the babies down to do that and then they wake them up, but that's the only thing that I know of that I've had to get put down for. But I ended up sitting in the chair. They set me up in there and they were like explaining like what everything does in the room while they were like setting it up. So they put like 3 sensors on me, and they put like one for like my heart rate, another for my blood pressure, and another one for my oxygen intake. They also hooked me up to an oxygen system. So, you know, like when people have like shortages of breath or whatever, they have that oxygen thing, that the tube thing that goes around their ear to their nose and connects up to an oxygen tank. I have one of those to like monitor my breathing and all that. So I had one of those. And then the doctor came in and he was like, okay, well, this is going to take an hour. It may feel like a couple seconds to you, and then he inserted the IV. So what he did to insert the IV, he poured this like cold numbing stuff in on my arm. He obviously cleaned it first before doing it. So he poured on this cold numbing stuff and then he inserted the IV. He ended up missing 3 times, and I don't have it anymore, but I had this like mark where the needle went in 3 times and it basically looked like he missed a couple times, but it didn't hurt me at all. I didn't feel it, so that's good news. And what was in the IV was the anesthesia that I was about to have to go asleep. So the nurse was like asking me like questions about like what I was gonna do for the rest of the summer. Did I have any siblings? They're basically trying to like distract me from the fact that I'm about to go to sleep for an hour and a half and for them to do the surgery. So I keep asking questions and then suddenly I fall asleep. To me, an hour and a half later, but to me, like 5 seconds later, I wake up, gauze are in my mouth, and I know for a fact that the surgery, they already did it. So my first thing I said when I woke up was like, what just happened? And my parents ended up coming back into the room afterwards, and I ended up just like looking at them, and I didn't really say anything because like my mouth was like really numb. My mouth was really numb, my lips were numb, my tongue was numb. Basically everything in my mouth was numb. So then they went outside to go to bring their car around the front, and I was put in a wheelchair and wheeled out of the building to my dad's truck. So I was helped by my dad and the nurse who brought me out to put me in the truck, not the trunk. And then after that, we drove to the nearby McDonald's near my house, and we ended up getting a milkshake from there because I wanted one. And we didn't eat it until afterward. They told us that I had to eat like every 2 hours and drink every hour just to make sure that I was getting fluids in me and also me consuming smooth foods. So we literally made like mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, basically everything that was like really smooth to eat. I couldn't eat like crunchy stuff. And when I was gradually going back to solid foods, I started with cereal. I started with like Cheerios that are like really small. So I ended up starting with those because they were really small. And then I gradually like worked like, you know, like solid vegetables and started back my normal diet of food that I normally consume back to the foods that I originally like. So that's basically what happened to me. Following the surgery, after I got home with my milkshake, I was put down on the couch and they told me like I couldn't leave the couch. I had to make sure that my parents were in at least sight of me. So while I was downstairs, my dad ended up sitting on the couch with me and was like making sure that I was okay. Because I took my first round of pain medication and ended up putting the ice pack that they gave me on me. This ice pack goes on your head, and the ice pack, like the pack that you freeze, goes on your cheeks. This is just to make sure that it's just to help with the pain. It's not really like supposed to be used for anything else as I'm aware, but overall, I think it was pretty interesting. So dinner, obviously we had mashed potatoes, and I ended up sleeping on the couch with my dad because we wanted to make sure that they had eyes, because the nurse said make sure one of your parents has eyes on you at all times, and if you want to get up for something, make sure they know exactly where they are, where you are, and where you're going. Make sure it's in a short distance from the couch or wherever your resting area is. So that's basically what happened. Following that, a few weeks later, I took all the medication that I needed. I never became nauseous. I didn't throw up. I didn't do anything that was like bad or anything. But so I gradually started up solid foods. I went in for the follow-up appointment that basically like they're monitoring how the holes are clear, how they're healing, because the gum will basically reseal that. So, and I also asked to keep my teeth. If I ever find the photo, I'll put it in this video of what my teeth look like. I don't know if that's allowed on YouTube. I'll find out. If not, then I won't. But basically they were really small, since like mine didn't even come up yet when I had them out. They were really small. They were like this big. The roots are still attached. Some of them were broken apart because that was the only way that they could be removed. So that's basically how that is. If I ever find the photo, I'll put it in here. But I did take a photo of it, and yeah, so I still have the teeth. I made sure that I put them somewhere safe, and that's going to be like really interesting. Okay, so that's basically the story of how I had my wisdom teeth removed. Maybe this was helpful. Maybe you learned something. Maybe your experience is a lot different. Comment down below your next video idea, and maybe I'll make another video soon. I might do another story time video. I really hope I do. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.